Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad has escaped to Russia after his government was overthrown by Syrian rebels, with rebel leader Abu Muhammad al-Jilani commenting to say, "I'm definitely happy we took over Syria, but it's a bittersweet victory because we didn't even get to sodomize him once. Not in a gay way or anything, it's just when Gaddafi was overthrown, the rebel forces got to sodomize him, and it would have been nice if we at least had the option."
Bashar al-Assad, on the other hand, said that despite being overthrown, he was actually happy with the lack of sodomy, and responded to al-Jilani saying, "That's right, bitch. I'm in Russia now, so good luck trying to sodomize me from a different side of the continent. I know you were eyeballing my ass, but this one's exit only. And if you think you're ever going to get your grubby little paws anywhere near it, keep dreaming."
According to sources close to the Syrian rebels, al-Jilani did not seem like himself at the victory celebrations and has been pacing around the headquarters muttering to himself about the lack of sodomy, and was even seen attempting to lodge a bayonet into the backside of a statue of al-Assad before complaining to lower-level rebels that it just wasn't hitting the same.
Sources inside the Kremlin say al-Assad has been badgering President Putin to allow him to send a high-resolution photo of his naked backside to al-Jilani with the caption, "The one that got away," to which President Putin has stated he wants no part of whatever weird shit is going on between these two.
The boys. It's the BOYSCAST. The lads. It's the BOYSCAST. The dudes. Prepare yourself for BOYSCAST. The bros. It's the BOYSCAST. The homies. It's the BOYSCAST. The dudes. Experience the BOYSCAST. The BOYSCAST.
Never in history has a week been so eventful as this week that just happened. Also, I thought I was sick for the last 3 days, and it was my stomach, everything, and then I realized that I've been drinking expired milk by 3 weeks.
What? But you can smell, you can taste and smell it.
It goes deeper than that, my friend. I wish it ended there.
Were you just pouring out just a block of cheese, and you go, "There's something wrong with this milk here"?
It's honestly, I wish it was just that. I legitimately threw out 2 things of cereal because I thought the cereal was bad.
You're like, "Honey, did you buy milk with pulp? I like my milk without pulp."
I swear to God, Danny, I was fucking feeling so crappy, and I go to this cereal. I was like, something's wrong with this cereal. I kept thinking the cereal tasted weird, and then I tried the other one. I'm like, all this cereal's bad.
Did COVID rob you of your ability to smell? Are you just learning that? Are we learning that right now?
That's what I think. That's what I was concluding. I'm like, maybe I can't smell because it didn't smell weird. I was just, this cereal fucking tastes bad. Turns out it was milk the whole time, and I also noticed that the coffee, the coffee I had was extra creamy, and I was like, something's weird with this coffee, and I was like, the beans are different.
Oh my God.
I wasn't putting together that the milk I was having was
spoiled
killing me.
milk is pungent
and
odor.
It's bad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been just cranking expired milk for 2 days straight.
Ryan's just drinking bad milk, being like, "Gotta get those gains."
Drinking bad milk, and every time I had the bad milk, I was thinking it was something else. I had the bad milk, and I was just like, fucking air is weird today.
Ew.
I know. Also, everyone got in my head on the podcast because everyone was calling me chubby in the comments. I was like,
"That's why you're on the milk diet now?"
You know, George Costanza, when they call him No Chin, and he was looking at the thing. Yeah. I was looking like...
You're in the mirror.
I actually was in the mirror being like, fuck, am I chubby? And then I was thinking, I was like, you know what it is? I go, maybe the no sleeping is just making my face puffy.
Maybe getting bloated.
And I started thinking maybe my jaw, you know, the things where the people have the jaw strengtheners.
Yeah.
Turns out they don't do nothing.
The Muin doesn't do shit.
I've
seen some people being like, it's really bad for you, like dentists are like, yeah, it can really.
I've looked into the jaw strengthener. Jaw strengthener is like a total load of shit.
Plus, you got to walk around with this keychain thing around your neck that you just pop it.
Well, anyways, I got to the culprit. I think the milk was bloating me up. A mixture of the bad. I've been drinking milk. It's been 3 weeks. So I've been drinking expired milk every morning for 2 weeks.
When did you buy the milk?
I mean, I don't know.
Like, what's the milk cycle in the Long household like? Like this.
Usually the milk is just a little bit in the coffee, so it lasts me a few months.
Milk doesn't last a few months.
I'm finding out now that this is problematic.
Whoa.
But it took me a while till I realized that.
What do you get in the big gallon jug?
Buddy, I have an area where I throw out boxes, and I had the cereals there. I went to the bad area and put the cereals back because I don't know if we solved that problem.
Recovered the cereal.
Cereals. Yeah, the good news is we recovered the cereals.
That's good. Ew.
Yeah, it's problematic.
Yeah, you were just like, the milk really is different.
I'm walking around dying. Huh? I'm like, everyone's calling me chubby. I'm like, I'm fat. I'm dying. I think it's over. I think I had a good run.
All right.
And turns out it's been mainlining.
Dude, I couldn't even drink a sip of spoiled milk. I've just been drinking it for 3 weeks.
I thought this protein cereal was problematic.
Ew.
Yeah, it wasn't good, man. There's a mixture of things. I was having a rough couple days.
I mean, that's literally the number one food maybe where you know it's spoiled.
Well, we got to the bottom of
immediately.
Also, we got to the bottom of Vegas this weekend, and just an announcement that Vancouver is on the books. Possibility Danny might come. This is the whole thing just for last Vancouver. So Las Vegas this weekend. JJ, Eric are going to be there. I'm actually going to film some videos in Vegas, Minneapolis, Edmonton, Phoenix, Vancouver, Portland, Tacoma, Los Angeles, Irvine, San Jose, and more. But yeah, check that out at RyanLongComedy.com.
Edmonton.
When are you going to be there?
April.
You're not don't want to mention the dates?
The ticket links aren't up, so it doesn't matter.
Just check it out. Go to Vancouver. If you're there, you're there.
There's no ticket link. So
if you're there,
I just checked for the ticket link. They're not up yet. So.
Listen, if you go to Vancouver and Danny happens to be there, that'll be on you. Just maybe knock on the doors of some of the comedy
It's a
clubs.
ways away. But it's April 17th to the 20th.
Girls,
420 in fucking Vancouver, dog. I'm gonna be so fucking blazed. Everybody put them up.
never in history have women be so horny for a guy than they are for the United CEO. Bitches be
killer.
Bitches
they're not bitches. They're not horny for the CEO.
Or sorry, they're not horny for the CEO.
Spitting on that fucking chump's grave, man.
Girls love.
Dude, they're gonna. Chicks are gonna go full like Westboro Baptist Church, and they're gonna go protest that guy's funeral.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They go fuck you.
It is really it's one of those things when girls like the bad boy at the beginning, but then they don't. Then once they start dating him, they try to tame the guy. So they're sort of the reverse, because you know that if a girl at the beginning, they're just like, you fucking killing CEOs, you're such a bad boy, and then within a week. Maybe not a week, but like 4 months into dating that guy, she'd probably be like, "What are you doing? Where are you going?"
Yeah.
You're always putting your hood on.
Yeah, you go. I'm going to kill another CEO. That's kind of my deal.
Oh, I thought we had plans. We were supposed to go to that Kia today.
Yeah, you go. I'm going to kill the CEO of Lululemon. He goes, I like Lululemon.
I don't like it when you wear that hood either. You're always taking the. Why don't you just buy a bike? You're always taking the fixie.
Real yappy for someone who's dating a murderer.
Girls love it when you kill. Girls love it when you're killing people before they date. Once you start dating, they'd hate it if you killed them. They'd get all mad. Oh, you're killing me now.
It's just like comedy. But they love it, and then they go, "Still doing this, huh?"
Every night,
huh? You just gone every night, huh? We watch a movie. You go, yeah, I'll be home at 1:30 in the morning.
So you're just gone every single night, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I liked it at the beginning.
She would love this until he's going on his 5-hour trips. Where are you doing? Oh, there's a new healthcare CEO. So, nah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, can you help me 3D print a ghost gun?
Yeah, she goes, we have groceries to bring in?
Kind of boy stuff.
Exactly, right? They love the bad boy. My favorite thing was the idea that doing a day in the life video. Because he obviously did a romp in Central Park afterwards. He was cooking around, did a bike ride.
Left his whole Monopoly money in the bag. Like, real joker.
He is a little bit of a
real
joker.
Character that guy is.
You know what?
Can't believe he didn't shave the eyebrows. What a mistake.
Why?
That's how they caught him.
I don't get how they caught him, period. Because
some snitch at McDonald's who worked at the McDonald's.
Well, I get that part, but why did he not just have a mask on when he did the shooting?
Well, he did. He should have had, because
how'd they get the pictures?
You see on TikTok and stuff, everybody has those like latex masks, where you can just like put over your head and like they look like pretty convincing.
Yeah.
Could have done that.
Put the Kanye West one on.
Yeah, bought one of those off of Alibaba and you're like pretty set. Like
or just go with the shiesty.
Or the shiesty.
Popping around New York with a shiesty, you blend in.
Yeah. Well, you don't blend in when you're white in a shiesty, but anyways, the chick at McDonald's was like, I saw his eyebrows because he was wearing a surgical mask, and she's like, I just saw this like eyebrow eyes, and she's like, I knew it was him.
She caught him on the Italian brows,
yeah,
Luigi Mangione.
Caterpillars.
Yeah, he's gonna be getting. I'll tell you what, when this guy's in prison, he's gonna be getting nudes sent right.
I know, but he might be a gay, but. Actually, no, I don't think he is, actually.
You don't think he's a gay? I don't think he's a gay.
No, I don't think so.
Well, we got his reading list. We'll go through that, but you sent me this article. It may seem bizarre, but many women, including me, are captivated by the hot assassin, writes Clara Gaspar.
Yeah.
So girls are...
Chicks love a hot assassin.
They can't...
Especially when it's an assassin for a good cause.
I know. I saw... You know what? It was, to me, when I saw... So the healthcare insurance CEO...
Yeah.
To me... this was sort of nature healing again, where it was a little bit of, I know that some people think that you shouldn't be happy about death or whatever, right? Pierce Morgan had brought people on and did his thing, and they go, you seem happy about this.
Yeah, well,
A man
literally,
is dead.
Taylor Lorenz is like, he's like
Taylor
talking about it.
Lorenz.
She's like, couldn't contain her.
Sure. And I agree, some of the articles were like, this shooting was inevitable and all this stuff. And yes, people are a little giddy over the fact that the guy's dead. Sure. And it's a guy dead. And Pierce Morgan likes to bring people on. And he goes, a man is dead. Like, he's very...
He literally goes, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. And obviously, sure, whatever. Get mad at it. Obviously, someone died. It's in poor taste to probably gloat about it. But at the other side, if you go one further than that, we have a scenario now. 5 years ago, remember when in COVID, when big pharma CEOs were the heroes and comedians were the villains?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, we're back to how it's supposed to be. Listen, if you want to be the multi-million dollar CEO of a big pharma company or a big huge insurance company, it's like, you know what comes with that? People aren't gonna like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Here's a little twist. The people...
Like when the fingers were pointing, they were getting pointed at me and you before.
I know.
This is where they should be
We were
pointed.
the ones whose lives were in danger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. Random white guys were just getting killed on the streets. This is at least a natural order of things.
Sure. The big twist here is all the leftists who are pumped about the United Healthcare CEO getting popped. They still love the pharmaceutical CEOs.
They still haven't.
They were like,
switched on
no,
the
not
big pharma.
Fauci. Like if Fauci, they'd be all like fucking armbands, wearing armbands in the street, being like, they got Fauci.
Yeah, they had a Pfizer. They still might be unhappy about him getting it.
They're not gonna like Albert Bourla.
But it is a little bit. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't like Albert Bourla if it took a hit to the Viagra's.
No. Well, they're off patent now anyway, so we're good.
Yeah, I know. But if
we got the generics.
that would be. Imagine that guy got
Hal
popped.
Bourla.
Imagine that guy got popped and Viagra's off the market all of a sudden. We're gonna do a pause on Viagra. You want to see riots? You want to see a fucking protest?
Some estrogen riots. You'll see them.
But I'm just thinking a bunch of 9-year-old guys out there just.
A lot of chicks not getting dicked down anymore either.
Chicks wouldn't be happy about it either.
Oh, nobody would be happy. The dudes would probably be sweet relief for them. They just go, hey, I gave it a try.
I can't. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I guess I'll just take up woodworking.
So to me, the obvious thing is people are hate CEOs, but it felt a little bit where this is good old fashioned. This is, if you're going to be a college activist, this is what you should be mad at. A pharmacy CEO, and yes, it's a little bit of a dirty business. You're doing the best you can to pay the least, which I think a lot of people don't understand. That's kind of what insurance is, where you go, how did I pay this much and I only got this much? You're like, yeah, if everyone got more than they paid, that wouldn't be a company.
It's not a business. Yeah, and the thing is, Shkreli, I follow him on Twitter or whatever, obviously, and he posted something. He's like, their margins aren't even crazy. Like, it's not like he's
that's
just
not who you want defending.
Yeah, I know, but he's just like, they don't even make, like, he's like, their profit margins are like 10% max or whatever.
Okay.
So it's not like they're cleaning up. Now, I think it's multi-tiered. It's like, it's the hospitals, it's the medical industry, it's pharmaceuticals, it's everything.
Well, it's kind of what you say. People talk about whether there should be socialized healthcare, and you've kind of you made this point that you go, you basically have it already.
Yes, you
through
do have
the insurance that you're forced to have. Except if people don't have it, a lot of people get paid for anyway. So you'd be better off. If
it's the number one Canadian piece of misinformation when you live in Canada is you think that like somebody goes to the hospital here and they like broke their arm and they go, see you later.
Yeah,
because you don't have insurance. I'm like, no, they fix your arm. I remember I had a high school teacher. She literally,
and then they just sort of get rid of the bill.
Yeah, they were like, my friend broke her arm and then she like couldn't get her arm set.
But a lot of these are, someone needs this medication, and I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah, medication.
There's extreme scenarios where it's like
covered in Canada
grandma's supposed to get the medication, and then they're just like, we push off the claim as far as we can. I'm sure. Who knows?
Or they make medicine super. They're like, insulin is super expensive.
Sure, and there's certain businesses. If you're going to be a tobacco guy, there's certain companies when you get into those, you make tons of money. You go, guess what? One of the things that are going to come with this is college activists. You're going to be on their shit list.
Get security. Get some private security. You're the CEO of fucking Philip Morris.
Weapons contractor. Like, if you're going to be the head of, if you're going to be the head of Raytheon, you don't get to also come out and do the, you don't get to come out like the King of England and wave to everyone. Well, and then they cheer for you. No, you get to, at the very least,
it's a dirty job.
At the very least, people don't love you.
No.
You know what I mean? And if you're a working class guy, like, cops were they were in the shopping block, and sort of same thing. You go, sometimes they go too far, but you go, the guy, it's like kind of a rough job to go be like a cop in like a major city.
The thing too, though, is
these guys should not be celebrated. This is how they should be looked at, where they go,
but the CEO of United Healthcare, like his backstory is literally like he came from some town of like 1,200 people in Iowa. His like dad was like a farmer. His mom was like a fucking janitor or some shit. Like he's really like rags to riches guy. He wasn't some.
Well, you're imagining a scenario where they're not going to be mad at someone. They're always
you gotta
someone's in the chopping block. Better him.
Yeah.
Than someone. I'm just saying,
True.
if you are to
Better
pick,
him than me, man.
better him.
Gotta be somebody.
First they come for the healthcare CEOs.
Then they come for the comedians.
I've been kind of saying that though, because girls love this guy a little too much. You know what I mean? It's the same when girls hate billionaires a little too much. It just makes you want to like them. Like you get, no matter what you think of anything. Like if you're dating a girl and she's just like fucking billionaires, before you know it, you're just like. If anything, billionaires are sick.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes you want to argue for them.
course.
You're like, they're like fucking Elon Musk. You're like, before you know it, you're wearing a Dogecoin shirt. You're like, we're going to Mars. The man's taking us to Mars.
I mean, the Elon Musk one, the worst is like fucking Jeff. Like, there's so many comics that are like, Jeff Bezos sucks. You're like, do you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah, well, of course.
Yes, you do.
Danny's living in some bizarro world where he thinks that there's going to be no hypocrisy among
Well,
these
at least
people.
if you're like an Elon Musk thing, you can be like, okay, well, I don't drive a Tesla, but like the amount of people who are here specifically, like Jeff Bezos, they're like, this guy's the worst fucking supervillain. You're like, do you have Amazon Prime?
And do you use Amazon nonstop?
Every single day.
You know what it is? I think a lot of these people, they're like a Christmas toy that you wind up and it go tick, 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 and then they're pointed the wrong direction. Sometimes you just got to point them. You go, healthcare CEO, look at that. Oh, look at that guy. That's
Wind her up again.
it's like a huge guy that's like looking to fight in a bar. He bumps you and you go, I think that guy just looked at you weird, and then they go fight and you go, whoo,
Yeah.
I think you need to point these people at healthcare CEOs. You look at that guy. Look at that. Do you know he denied a claim?
Him personally too. It wasn't even some person who worked there.
It is, and it is a fun. I've been saying this that it is a funner opinion to have when the Elon Musk. They're just like billionaires. They go, billionaires should give their money to those people. Like if I was a billionaire, I'd give my money away, which is sort of like a bit of a simp take because it's sort of the same as like a guy watching like a girl and being like, that guy's dating her. If I was dating her, I'd be treating her way better.
Yeah.
It's kind of that. Like if I was him, I'd be giving everyone money.
I'm the opposite. I see a guy, I go, man, I'd treat that chick way worse. You're treating her too nice, man.
But with a billionaire, it is that's the funner opinion to have. Is you go, that guy should give his money to that guy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I've done my part here.
If I was a billionaire, I would pay more taxes. And you're like, why? So the government can just waste your fucking money?
Him, give money to him. I've done my part. You go, health insurance CEOs, you go, do it better. This guy's making too much money.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like
Sure.
it's walking by a homeless guy and you're like, can someone do, oh, you're not going to give him any money? You're like, what about you? You go, I don't know if you know this. I'm the mediator.
Yeah. I'm the one who shames people for not
I'm
giving him money.
mediating between you giving him money. So I've done my part. I don't know what more I could do here.
I'm so full of smug right now, I don't think I could fit another square inch in me.
Right. So there is a part of it when you're in those arguments. It does make you simp for billionaires. And all these people, girls always
Yeah, I
going
like
on that and they say,
Except for that Bill Gates.
fucking love billionaires, dude.
Except for that Bill Gates.
I like the billionaires that have my fucking aligned with me on everything.
That Bill Gates
The minute
is-
there's a divergence,
that Bill
I do
Gates
got a
is
problem
trouble.
with billionaires.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, but I do. It is. They do get a little smug sometimes. You're like, you got to watch it because people do have a tendency to come for the
Yeah.
billionaires.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what happens next.
And CEOs getting killed is on the table. This is like
That's what I'm
French
saying.
Revolution shit right now.
And then when we're billionaires, they're going to come for us. That's why we have to make sure that the billionaires have a clean path, though, because we're probably, I don't know, what do you think? Couple of years we'll be billions?
couple years, yeah. Couple years away.
When the BOYSCAST is billionaires in a couple of years, we don't want to set a precedent that you could just take us out.
No. But we're not going to be a bunch of chumps. We're going to have private security, Blackwater too. None of that
Right.
fucking second tier shit. Going to have Eric Prince guarding me himself.
Yeah, you're smart about it, but I guess you don't have if you're just a CEO, you're not thinking I gotta have security with me.
They're thinking that now. Dude, they pulled off. It's so funny. Like every healthcare company's like, I guess we should just pull off all those like headshots of all our CEOs off their like our websites.
You have to operate in the darkness.
Like CVS pulled. You're like, there's a thing called the Wayback Machine. We can see who your CEOs are. Your public companies. You can't hide who your CEOs are.
It is also
Just go
funny
get the
too
fucking
because
insurance.
they're just like, okay, we have to do all our meetings in secret, and they're just like wearing capes, and they're just like, Maybe they do have a point. This actually does feel kind of evil now.
Denied in like a cloak. Denied. You know what? This felt a little better.
This is
when
for
we were
our
just
safety.
in suits and not the cloak. Is the cloak necessary? You go, well, if you want them to see your face, I guess don't wear the cloak.
If I'm being honest, this does actually feel a little more evil now.
Yeah.
You go, should we all wear the capes? You're like, you want to see our faces? You're like, yeah, that's actually a pretty good point.
Yeah.
You go,
their hand was forced.
Why did I get a devil outfit? You go, we tried to buy 10 things. They just were out, so we had to buy 2 devils just because we couldn't find 10 black cloaks.
Too close to Halloween, unfortunately.
One guy, you guys got the Grim Reaper thing. It's like, I don't know, it came with the you guys gave me this. It came with the costume.
Yeah. Did you need that?
Denied. That was so. It is a better activism for them to have.
Yeah. Yeah, the chicks are liking the assassins though.
Fucking
you know what assassin they don't like though?
What?
John Hinkley.
They hate John Hinkley.
He's a fucking gross old dude.
Danny had a John Hinkley. You have been sort of Hinkley.
Oh, I'm a Hinkley fan, man. I'm a Hinkley. I don't know what his fans are, but the guy can't catch a break.
Yeah,
and honestly, it is even worse with the fact that there's now this like hunk assassin who is like the literally like the
Hinkley's
biggest
like,
celebrity
that could
in
have
America. Been me. Hinkley's like, yo, I tried to kill Ronald Reagan.
Yeah,
none of you guys like Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, what am I? And I'm in Williamsburg and I'm getting shit.
Williamsburg, Virginia. Yeah, but anyways,
is that true?
Yeah, Williamsburg, Virginia.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
The whole time I've been reading this, I thought he was in Williamsburg.
No. He can't show his face in Brooklyn.
He's in Williamsburg. Why can't he show his face in Brooklyn?
I don't know.
How did he be liked in Brooklyn?
Well, because these people don't have any consistency. They're like, they only like the hunks who are assassins.
So this guy just straight up, his problem is assassinating while not hunky.
While not hunky.
And if I just be for the record, I didn't find this guy particularly. If you ask me, I thought him not that hunky.
I'm just saying, this is the story.
Got a 6-pack. That's his big thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is the story that's being painted, is that everybody's like, this guy's the hunk assassin.
I know. He's like the Boston bomber where he's going to be the Times Person of the Year, the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, no, they gave that to Trump. They already gave that to Trump today.
Oh, so he's not going to be the next one?
Maybe next year. And then the year after that. And the year after that. And the year after that, until time just folds.
It does show girls' true nature, though. There's nothing they love than a guy who goes and does their bidding for them.
I know. And you're like, did you really hate healthcare CEOs that much? I go,
you haven't even thought of them.
Yeah, you go, on the list of all the villains in this country, that was like way low on the list. Healthcare CEOs.
Insurance, yeah.
Insurance or whatever, yeah. But
okay, so Hinkley basically, because you brought it up, and we're not done talking about this, but Hinkley's thing was he wanted to, because he's been getting denied. He keeps doing these performances.
He just wants
he's
to
an acoustic
play
guitar.
He just wants to do his art.
Now he wants to start a music store.
Yeah, he wants to start a music store. He wants to do some things. So he's like, I'm going to open a music store in Williamsburg, Virginia. However, citing safety reasons, John Hinkley Jr. said that he has scrapped plans for now to open a music store in Williamsburg. This guy is foiled at every turn, by the way. I would just like to make it clear. This guy, anything he tries to do gets shut down. And it says he has kept his plans to perform his music publicly in the new year, which is also getting canceled. This isn't even like a nighttime show. This is a 3 p.m. gig.
This guy's getting hit right and left. I mean, he needs to leave Virginia, first of all.
Well, where'd he go?
I know, well, not the center for politics in the world. How about that? To start, okay, if you walk around D.C., every second person works in the government.
Yeah. The swamp is what we call it. Right?
Yeah, he's living in the swamp.
I know.
As one of the guys who tried to kill a swamp member.
That's a good point. I don't think it's the swamp members.
No, I know, but maybe Reagan's not a swamp member. I don't know. But if he left Virginia, if he just lived in Pittsburgh or better, Portland, I promise the guy who killed Reagan wouldn't be getting his shows canceled in Portland.
Yeah, but if Luigi Mangione was like, I'm doing stand-up now, they let him out on bail, he's playing MetLife. He's playing a fucking where Taylor Swift plays.
Your main point through all the stuff you're saying is that there's hypocrisy.
There's a bit of a double standard
for the good-looking guys.
When you look like a gross ogre like John Lee Hinkley, who served his time. He did 30 years
and he
in jail.
Did his time. He got out.
He's like, do you not? These people
didn't even work. Yeah, didn't even successful.
Yeah, he wasn't even successful. Shot Reagan in the gut. Didn't work. Then they served his time. He's like, I'm a new man. I just want to play my art.
Yeah, Luigi Mangione. I guess and they hated, at the time, he might have been getting some sniz thrown at him, though. You don't know that.
Hinkley?
Yeah,
Hinkley. Anybody who's
at the time, Hinkley in jail might have been getting some sniz thrown at him.
Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, was like notorious. He was getting literally like, he was on trial for raping children, and he was getting like nudes nonstop.
These women be crazy.
Women are fucking nuts.
Again, it is on the other side of it, if there's a hot female criminal, I'm sure there's a bunch of simps sending her shit too. But
yeah, but do they let the dick pics through? That's what I wonder. Like, if you send a dick pic, like, just like actually print it out. Like,
well, if not, I sent Mangione all these for nothing.
You got his Addy? I'm gonna send him some hate mail.
So I've never seen in recent history girls fawn over a guy like this. The Boston Bomber was getting a little of that.
Yeah, he was getting a little. Yeah, but nobody liked him. He was widely panned.
I had a good analogy for you, by the way, on the topic of activism. You know how, because I've been making the point with girls say that it's not a good argument to say that abortion's only a woman's issue, because you're like, well, it's obviously like it affects guys. And it's one of those arguments where even if you do believe it, you go, obviously the people on the other side, the easy rebuttal is you're like, yeah, well, I see it as my kid, so it affects me, right?
Well, not only do you see it as that, the courts see it as your kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, try to be like, yo, well, I wanted an abortion, she didn't. So
if someone stabbed it, it would count as your kid. Yeah, exactly, right? So it was just like, even from a semantics argument, if you're on that side, it's not a good argument to be made that has nothing to do with men.
Of course.
And I was kind of thinking it's like a good joke was saying that it's when you say abortion has nothing to do with men, it has nothing to do with men like the same way that breast reductions have nothing to do with men. You're like, you're allowed to do it, but I feel like it affects me a little bit.
Yeah, of course. I go, I know your back is feeling a little better, but mine's feeling worse.
Exactly,
and the
right?
last guy whose back felt bad went and killed the CEO of United Health. So,
like, if your wife's having a kid, whether she keeps it or not, affects you a little bit. The same way as if she's getting a breast reduction, you're like, at the very least, I'd like to be consulted.
Sure. Unless those things are just absolutely sloppy, wiping the floors kind of deal.
But maybe that's...
Some people like that, though.
Well, the guy who's with her, that might have been his whole thing.
Yeah,
because this girl might be not even hot, but she's got these massive cans, and then you find some massive can guy, and then she was like, well, now I'm just a fat chick without the cans.
Yeah, I'm just with a regular can chick right now? What the hell is going on here?
Yeah, you just turn those cans into cants.
Do you think a plurality of women would take a deal if you go, hey, abortion's for everybody, but if the guy says he doesn't want it, then he has no legal responsibility?
I think they've been floating that out there.
Yeah, before. But do you think women would be like, that's a good deal?
No. They would say hypothetically an argument, but once it came down to it, they would fight against it.
Like once there's an actual vote.
Yeah, they would fight against it. Like, no. But at the time, they might be like, fine.
Yeah.
But then when you actually do it, I actually not fine. I was fucking bluffing. I think they'd bluff on it a little.
Yeah, they'd bluff on it. It's like the tariffs.
Yeah, just like the tariffs. Fellas, the holidays can be a fun time of year, but they can also be stressful, and also the time when you lose everything, especially me. That is part and parcel, which is why now that I have the Life 360 tile tracker, that has not been happening. I've kind of got the whole problem situation sorted out.
It is a serious problem solver for not that much money.
And you know what even the worst part about it was? I had one and people were telling me about it, and I had it kicking around for 6 months before I finally got all in, and now the problem has been solved. So this is, by the way, probably one of the best stocking stuffers you could get someone. Whether you're worried about family safety, something goes missing, just use the Tile app. Tile is the first and only tracker to offer an SOS alert. And you don't have to be in airports every second day like I am. You could also just be cooking around. You're at different people's houses. Maybe you got a girlfriend that you can't keep track of.
Hey, not so bad.
Whatever the situation is, whether it's your keys,
your dog,
wallet, your phone, your dog.
Put it on the collar.
The Life 360 Tile Tracker is the solution for you. Less family holiday stress. Easily find your family's lost or stolen stuff. Just ring your tile when something goes missing and track its location on the map. Peace of mind all season long. First and only tracker with an SOS button. Just triple press the button in the center of the tile device. Discreetly send an SOS alert to everyone in your Life 360 circle. Anti-theft, because unlike competitors, Tile won't alert thieves to the presence via notifications, so they know you're onto them. Family friendly. Add your tile tracker for your Life 360 and see your family and all your family's stuff in one spot. So family proof your family with Life 360's tile trackers. Great stocking stuffer. Visit tile.com today. Use the code BOYSCAST to get 15% off. That is tile.com with the code BOYSCAST. And with holiday season officially upon us, Undies is the go-to brand for unbelievable comfort, has you covered with everything you need to be your coziest self, from lounge pants to hoodies, sweats, onesies. Undies is so much more than just an underwear brand, and since the holidays are here, what can be better than a gift for everyone on your list with the comfort of Undies? Style for everyone. Undies has a cut for everyone with over 20 different styles, hundreds of different colors and prints, including their new holiday collection, versatile loungewear. MeUndies isn't just about underwear. Explore the lounge collection featuring joggers, hoodies, onesies, and more. Unmatched comfort because MeUndies' signature soft microbial fabric is breathable, stretchy, oh so comfy, making it ideal for all day wear. This is responsibly sourced and has a problem-free philosophy. So if you're not happy with your first pair of MeUndies, it is on MeUndies. And if you crank on over there, you will find probably some of the coolest patterns you've ever seen. That they look amazing when you're popping them down
Undies.
right? And if you're popping that down for a present for someone, it looks great. They got cool patterns and it stands out when among the presence of a million other things. So knock out all of your holiday gifting needs today with MeUndies. To get exclusive holiday deals and savings all month long, go to MeUndies.com/boyscast. Enter the promo code BOYSCAST. That is MeUndies.com/boyscast. Use our code BOYSCAST. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in. So the other one, this is the second thing, is Luigi Mangione's back pain. This is a New York Post article. They said, Luigi Mangione's back pain was so intense, he couldn't be physically intimate with anyone, former landlord says.
And he tried.
You think former landlord was a chick?
Got to pay the rent somehow. No,
so apparently,
I think I saw the interview with it. He was like some dude. He was living in like some weird Hawaii like kind of hippie thing where it was all like remote workers who would like go to Hawaii, and it was all like they were all like into ayahuasca and stuff. That's actually a current theory too, is that he did psychedelics and it broke his brain. Yeah,
we know someone that said their boy went to school with them.
Yeah.
And they said that they think he's having a psychological break.
Dude, there's a guy who I went to summer camp with.
You got to go a little at the very least, you got to go manic if you're putting together that kind of stuff.
Dude, there's a guy who I went to summer camp with who was like really big into weed when we were in high school, and like,
this guy sounds sick.
So unfortunately, I follow him on Facebook, and this is actually not even a joke. So I follow him on Facebook, and I've never spoken with him, but he used to do comedy actually for like a couple minutes in Toronto.
Really?
Yeah, but he's like literally not on this planet. Like,
and was that from acid or weed, do you think?
I don't know, but it's definitely from drugs. Like, I remember him as being completely normal, and then he had something, and we're talking now 25 years probably that he's been like this. And I went and literally looked at his Facebook yesterday just to see what he's up to, and like he's got this like long beard. He's like one of those dudes who's like, if it wasn't for his family, he'd probably be homeless. And then there's a video,
I mean, if you dress like it, into the Grateful Dead, all that sort of stuff,
kind of, but all his posts are like gibberish. Like, he posts all these like, I'm a CEO, like,
oh my god,
no, it's like real schizophrenia. And then he had a video on his Facebook page of him literally like basically jacking off.
No,
I couldn't, dude. It was crazy. I was like,
Danny was almost late coming in here.
Gold video, but it was I couldn't believe it because he had this video, and
no way.
I'll show you afterwards. He's just like, it's him holding.
So he's like, I'm gonna start an OnlyFans, but then he just thought he'd put it on Facebook, and he goes, I'll get money somehow.
But it's just like, I think everybody around him like knows not to pay any attention to him, so it's like not even flagged or anything. But it's just like
one view. It's just you.
It's just like him like holding his camera. Yeah, probably is him just like holding his camera. I go, this is weird. It's just like silent holding his camera, and then his hands like doing something, and then he like moves the camera. You go, oh, this guy's like.
How was the piece?
Stroking it. It wasn't out. It was
what would you do if you found out about this guy? And then, first of all, why did you decide to go check out his profile?
I think I either was on Facebook posting something, and then I either saw a post from him recently, and then I was just like,
okay.
And then I was like,
this guy got in your head. But what would you do if you went to this guy's profile, saw all the wacky shit, you're looking at it, being like, this guy's nuts, and then you see the jacking off video, and he looks up, he goes, you like that, Danny?
Well, then I would
He knew that you were on to
I
him?
would have a full psychotic break at that moment. I would be joining him.
Yeah, you're fucking loving that, aren't you, Danny? Little pervert. You want to creep my page?
It's because this is a trap. Have a seat, Danny. It's Chris Hansen.
Have a seat, yeah. He goes, actually, and you go, if you want to look closer, guess where I am? Your bathtub. What the fuck?
What the hell?
He's at your wife's parents' house.
Yeah. But anyways, the drug shit is like, because I used to smoke a lot of weed, and you go, some people, they don't get out the other side.
I know.
Some people, they're just like, I remember you have your thing.
I have
you
like
took the mushrooms where it split your brain.
Yeah, I split my brain. I was weird for a week and a half.
Yeah, or whatever.
Semi-weird
like,
for another
but
month.
like some people just like, you do a drug once and you're like, certain drugs, like, psychedelics, weed, whatever, and you're just like, just kind of never come back.
Well, I think if you have like bipolar, schizophrenia type of stuff in your bloodline, it makes it come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know multiple people that had this kind of stuff, but you think it might have been that he was in Hawaii, he was hitting the ganja.
Some people think because he was, I think they said he went to Oaxaca, Mexico, or he was like hanging out with these people who were like big, and Oaxaca is like the ayahuasca place where people go. So there's a theory that maybe his back was all jacked up, and then he
back problems,
and he was into Huberman and all this stuff.
I know. I actually made a list of his books he was into.
Yeah, but then that's a current theory is that he just because like they had all these people tweeting at him, and he basically went dark like 6 months
One too
ago.
many ice baths.
Yeah, people couldn't find him anywhere. Like his family, his like friends were like basically he just went dark.
Went off the map.
Off the map, yeah. So that's the theory is that he just had a psychotic break.
I find it funny that the landlord knows this information. He goes, he was suffering from back pain to the point where it was not possible for him to have sex with anyone, his former landlord says. But it's funny, they're interviewing the landlord. They're just like, what did you think of him? What kind of guy he was? He goes, guy couldn't fuck, eh? Like, and you go, how do you know? He's like, dude, I had a cup against the wall. Every night I hear this guy, different broad too, eh? He just got a different broad every night, just apologizing to her, telling her it never happened before. But between me and you, it happened before.
Happened. Yeah. He goes, this guy's a bit of a liar, to be honest. It's probably the part I didn't like about him the most was the lies.
Yeah. I mean, this is bad, but you should hear him a lot of these broads, and then I have to watch him. I see him come out, and I don't want to say anything because I don't want to blow up his spot. But then the next one, so the landlord somehow has information, but I think what the landlord was saying was he goes, we got to chatting, and the guy was like, I can't bone because of the back.
Yeah. Well, his Twitter profile photo for Luigi is an X-ray of his back, and it has these like 4 like gnarly pins.
But do you think it's possible that Luigi Mangione is such a heartthrob that he comes in and he's always disarming people, right? Like, so the landlord comes in, the landlord's there with the wife. He's like, I'm thinking about moving into your bottom unit, and he's like, just so you know, I can't even fuck because my back is so bad.
He's such a bro. He goes, like just put it out there.
I know you got daughters. I know you got a wife. Like, I'm telling you, my back, I couldn't even.
I couldn't.
I know what you're thinking.
Even if all your daughters at one time, just total fantasy of every man, just all the daughters at once, couldn't do it if I wanted to.
I'd love to. It's not even on the table.
Stay away.
This thing, ow, it's hurting. Oh, there it goes again.
I'm going to kill the CEO.
He's just always disarming people because he doesn't want people to think that, he doesn't. I'm just so you know, I wouldn't fuck your girlfriend even if I wanted to. I couldn't. Speculations have swirled that Mangione's chronic back pain was connected to the murder. Mangione was arrested with a manifesto. He knew that dating and being physically intimate with his back condition wasn't possible. I mean, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, sounds like he got his back blown out.
You tell a guy he can never nut again, he might do some crazy fucking shit.
Yeah. Hey, man, they'll drive you crazy.
So his book list, he's in podcast list got released. He only listens to Tuah nonstop. His top 5 Spotify.
Yeah, his top 5 most played episodes is episode 1 of the Tuah podcast. Just 5 times
over and over. Tuah, and then he goes like listening to Tuah, the response to Tuah. Just the
books about the audio, just like the
transcriptions of the Tuah podcast. But this is what he listened to: Catch-22, Moby Dick, John Stuart Mill's On Liberty, Marcus Aurelius, Orwell's 1984.
The Marcus Aurelius didn't work. That didn't take, apparently. I don't remember the part in Meditations where it says go kill a CEO.
Meditations.
I think Meditations is kind of like things won't be so bad. Just the only way out is through kind of deal.
He might need that in prison.
Yeah. I mean, at least, from the sounds of it, he gets to read a lot.
Yeah, this was Slate, by the way. So Slate was kind of, they were having trouble with their fact that they think he's a hottie with a body, but then also he was listening to Jordan Peterson and stuff. They weren't like, they didn't know what they had. They were trying to spin together a narrative. They're like, paints a picture of a complex guy. Like they go, there were parts that even says there might be intellectual dark web, but then at the other side, they really were trying to, write off of like an abusive boyfriend. Like he's still hot.
I know. There was a funny tweet. I don't know who it was from, but it was essentially like beloved murderer canceled by problematic tweets.
Scattered across Mangione's list are nonfiction titles that might locate in the intellectual dark web. Heather Hunter-Gatherer's Guide to the 21st Century, Sapiens, Dawkins' Selfish Gene, The Lindy Effect, and then he had a lot of How to Break Up with Your Phone, Ted the Unabomber Manifesto, Fitness Journey, fitness journalist Michael Easter's Comfort Crisis, Living Like a Spartan, so he's into Roman shit.
Yeah.
Tim Ferriss' 4-Hour Work Week. He got a lot done in 4 hours, I guess you could say.
He was getting shit done.
Do you think that it's possible that he listened to Tim Ferriss' 4-Hour Work Week and he had the ghost guns being made by, interns from China remotely?
Probably.
Putting the things together.
He had a virtual assistant in the Philippines.
Do you think he had a virtual assistant
making his CAD drawings for his ghost gun?
He had a virtual assistant in the Philippines drawing up, plans and then finding out where this guy's going to be and running this guy's schedule.
Yeah. No books about how to get away with a murder, though, huh? Probably should have focused a little more on the...
That would have been too on the nose.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, he wasn't hiding this
Ted
stuff.
the Unabomber. He loved the Unabomber.
Yeah.
Which that's maybe why he had the hood on. He wanted to be seen like the Unabomber. I've been trying to make that joke work forever, saying that I do a TED Talk about how much I like Ted Krasinski. Probably tried to make that joke in 15 different forms. Never really stuck.
No.
Johnny's even toying away at it.
We'll get there. One day you just unlock the Just unlock it.
Probably my two jokes that have been eating me right now is that, and then another one is, I don't know if it's a sketch or joke or whatever, but saying that I'm in the closet polyamorous. Like you're polyamorous, but like the world isn't, very accustomed to my lifestyle. And it's like my wife's sister saw me, living out my lifestyle, and she threatened to expose me. I have to go to seedy places. I would love to be doing it out in the open, but I got to go to seedy motel rooms to be doing my polyamorous lifestyle that I can't tell my wife about because I'm afraid how she's going to react. So you're in the closet polyamorous.
Funny.
It's funny, yes, but I can't really fucking get it. Ted Krasinski's less funny. He's just saying I like doing it. I was doing a TED Talk, and it's mainly talk about guys named Ted Krasinski. And then I had another Ted that people don't like. Bundy. Krasinski, Bundy. Just serial killer Teds. Anyways, here's the other better one. This is my favorite reading material. Jackass personality Steve-O's autobiography. So he's into Steve-O.
Reading Steve-O's autobiography.
I'm Luigi Mangione, and this is Killing Healthcare CEOs. Do you think that was going on when he was playing? The ultimate prank.
Damn, it's like... It seems like he put so much into the murder, so much thought into the actual murder, and all the little gags around it, like the Monopoly money and the bag and fake bags and stuff, and nothing into getting away with it.
It didn't seem like he tried that hard to get away with it because he had his face showing.
I know, but that was a slip up because apparently he was at this hostel and then this chick was flirting with him because he was such a hunk.
He can't help himself.
So
okay.
She was flirting with him and he's not getting any sniz on account of the back situation.
Yep.
So then maybe he was like, fuck, maybe the back's got one more in it, And he probably knew that this was probably the last time he would even be able to test the back out unless, depending on
if it makes it worse, it makes it worse.
Right. They might not treat him well in prison. I can't imagine that prison mattress is going to be good for the back situation. Although maybe he sleeps on the floor in prison on that hard concrete floor and it fixes the back.
You think how long do you think till he has a Muslim cap?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know about the Muslim cap. He's probably a Catholic.
Yeah, but I'm saying he might get in prison, and he seems prone to new ideologies.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
The guys that get carried away are the most prone to become Muslim.
Yeah, you know how they have that thing? That's true. But you know how they have that thing where like with the sex change surgeries where people are like, I can't afford it, and they go to prison and they cover it. Like maybe he goes to prison, even though his family has tons of money. Like maybe they go to prison.
This was his whole plan.
And they fix the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he had some cash though, but who knows? Maybe the parents cut him off. You know?
No. Well, he's from this like his grandfather was like owned all these like golf courses and nursing homes and shit. They were like one of the most prominent families in Maryland.
No, I know all that. I'm just saying, I knew he had some cash, but who knows if it was flowing his way?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, he could have. He's an Ivy League fucking.
No, he's making his own money, but people were saying maybe part of it is the parents fucking cut him off.
Yeah, maybe.
And he was just like. You know, and then he developed his disdain for rich people. He's like, they're all greedy, but really he's talking to his dad.
They won't pay for my back surgery.
Well, but think about it, though.
Maybe.
How many people are mad at the world? And a lot of times it kind of, if you boil it down, the therapist always comes back to the dad, right?
Mm-hmm. Possibly.
So it's possible when he's talking about these greedy rich people, he's really looking,
at the dad. Yeah, that's a good point.
I'll tell you what. You know, if you weren't going to, since you're putting people on, I wouldn't say a hit list, but you're putting on people on a bad guy list.
Yeah.
I'd say Apple CEOs that keep, dude. I'll tell you, there is the idea that we did the video
photos update, huh?
Oh, did you see the one that this has turned out to be a hoax? But I don't know, John. Did you see this? They said it ended up not being true, and believe me, I looked in on it.
Yeah.
But it said that the Apple CEO, or that they released this new feature, because we did the video about how crappy their features are, where they were releasing ridiculous features that obviously no guys would want.
No.
And the new feature was it gives you a notification if someone pinch zooms on your photo.
Oh my god, that's insane.
I saw that come out because actually the guy at SiriusXM, Paul, told me about it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So I started looking up, and then there was all these articles, and then it turned out it was like a hoax. It wasn't true, or they were gonna do it and they took it back, but
they floated it out there. They leaked it, and then
girls were posting like, so and so has pinch zoomed on your video.
Nightmare.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, the Apple update, photo
but they
update.
do things that are that crazy.
Yeah. Well, they got to just pump out shit. They go, "Hey, you want this?" And you go, "Not really."
Every guy,
pretty good. And you go, "We got to keep doing stuff."
And then they basically have like what's the mode where you're incognito mode?
Yeah.
It doesn't even friggin' work. They still put those in your favorites and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever in public, someone's like, just Google that. You're just like, I
don't want to.
What are you doing over there at Apple? It's like half
They got to make their quarter. They got to dude, there's just a
for who? Who wants these things?
Shareholders.
How are the shareholders getting more money because you're getting in trouble?
Well, no, actually, I think a lot of it is there's just they have 400,000 employees working there who have probably work from home, and they just got to deliver something. So
they got to deliver something.
They go, how about we just make your photos where you can never find a photo ever again? And you go, okay.
Whatever website every 6 weeks, whatever website you've looked at the most becomes your home screen. You're just like,
they go, we have it tied up to some sort of bat signal type thing where it just airs it in the sky, your most recent search.
You'll actually transcend it onto your forehead, so you'll be walking around with whatever site you watch most, because then let everyone know that they can try out that site because it's a good site.
Yeah, you go, why do we need that? You go, you don't, but we're just trying stuff.
Tuah, by the way, actually really benefited from this news cycle. I guess someone said, I think a Hard Times did an article that said Jay-Z did too.
Yeah.
But it was like, there was a lot of people that I felt like were in the scope a little bit.
I mean, Daniel Penny got fucking exonerated.
Penny.
And then later that day, they find Luigi, and everybody's like, fuck Daniel. I mean, people were saying fuck Daniel Penny, but...
a lot of people that sort of took the smoke off them a little bit.
Gonzo. But I'll tell you the weirdest part about this is there's so many stories going on right now. This should not be the number one story.
What do you mean? What else is bigger?
Fucking
Assad?
Syria falling. I don't know. Daniel Penny's at least on par with this.
Oh, you think that
one guy killed one CEO and we're like,
Bashar al-Assad doesn't have abs, Danny?
I don't know. I saw some kind of borderline nudes of him.
He's looking okay.
He's looking a little. I mean, legs for days on that guy. That guy's
all
fucking,
right.
That guy's a fucking string bean.
I'm listening.
Yeah, but did you see they found his porn stash? No. And it's all on DVDs. He's into some of the
old school.
Yeah, he's into dude. He
must have a nice setup too. Eh? He probably clears the palace and just right on the big, the circles.
Oh, he's got he's got. I mean, the fact that he's using.
Which, by the way, I went to the
not even Blu-rays.
Not a Beacon Theater, whatever the theater is, because I watched the what's it called? Oh, what are the girls that the Rockettes Christmas special?
You went to saw that live?
I wanted to see the Rockettes Christmas special at the big theater, and they have the amount of money that goes into this thing, they've got, first of all, it sucked, hated it.
Yeah.
But they have on the circle on the wall, they've got all sorts of things. They have these like doves that come out and they're all like mechanical. This thing's like a multi-million-dollar production.
The Broadway. I'm in the Broadway.
Too much nerds, man.
Yeah.
Dude, musical theater people, it's just you see it on their face. They're just always like,
oh yeah, I know.
And you could see really while they're dancing. You could see like you could tell the guy who's looking to like, why are you trying to steal the shadow from me?
I know.
Like it's just a bunch of snarky gay guys sort of like looking at each other. Some of the girls were kind of hot, but
yeah. That was like when I saw Some Like It Hot. It was really like that. You know what I'd like to see is an understudy cam, like just like all the understudies who are sitting backstage, just absolutely devastated that nobody got sick or hurt themselves.
Yeah, just waiting to.
That should be me.
Hoping a Nancy Kerrigan
so
them.
Much fucking better than her. She fucking look at that face.
Musical theater nerds, like you know how they say things give you the ick.
Yeah,
I think that gives me the ick when you see like musical theater guys just like I know that kind of stuff. It like actually makes my like body kind of like hurt.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've only seen one Broadway show, and we were like, they were actually considered not the best seats, but we were front row. But those are actually like kind of the shittier seats. You don't really want to be front row. So then I saw it like so close, and it was just like, I'm like, this is too close.
Too close.
You want to be? I want to be 50 rows back.
Yeah, you've got some like 22-year-old gay guy in your face, like
yeah. It's like some of the people like have no lines, like they're just extras, the Broadway extras, and they're like doing all that stuff. And they're like,
these things are printing money though, buddy. Their tickets are like $200. They do 500 seats. They do 5 performances a day. I did the math on it. They're grossing like $7 million a day.
It's Broadway, baby. Although
so I guess that's why they have all the money.
The Elton John one.
I'd go see the Elton John one.
No, they shut it down after like a day. Lost $25 million. I guess
I won't see it, won't I?
Lost $25 million.
How did it lose so much money?
It was one of those things where I guess sometimes they just like, because it costs so much to put these on,
and you probably the licensing. They're probably paying
everything,
a lot for the
and
rights.
then it bombed so hard day one that they're just like,
yeah, I guess that's a thing, dude. They were bringing out like skating rinks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They really.
I would have 10 seconds of the da 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 with the Rockettes. I go, okay, how much longer is this? And
that's how I felt.
20 minutes.
Yeah, I came in late too.
Legs.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some dirty looks. You don't show up to Broadway shows late, Ryan?
I was like 20 minutes late too.
Spilling popcorn on everybody as you're trying to get through.
That was the first time I've ever been on a Broadway thing, and I've had it on my list since I moved to New York. I finally went to one, and you go, okay.
Yeah. Worse than the Rockettes.
I mean, honest to God, anyone who's into this would probably disagree, but like to me, watching this in like a high school play, I'd probably enjoy them about the same amount. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like,
the production value is better. That's the only thing is the production value.
I guess some of the things every now and then you're like, okay, that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
The doves are good.
I agree.
I was sort of wondering how they do that. I spent most of my time
just figuring out how to do it. Oh no, just calculating.
Buddy, I had my phone calculator out, and I was literally.
Ryan's got his like those glasses on the tip of his nose, being like,
I actually did.
I was like, can you pay attention? You're like, oh, I'm paying attention right now.
Can I pay attention? It's fucking 5,000 people here, $200 a seat.
You go. I think the front 20 rows actually are a higher price.
Yeah, I did actually try to split them up at one point. They're doing.
The mezzanine is actually a little lower price.
They're grossing $7 million a day.
I'd say probably like 0.7 times on the balcony.
Buddy, this thing was making it does like 2 months or a month and a half or something. It grosses like $200 million.
Oh, dude, you won't be.
The actors are getting paid like friggin' $40.
Oh, dude,
$40 a fucking kick.
Dude, they literally leave and fucking hop on the bus.
I think what they actually probably get is I think that they probably actually make like 30 grand for the month and a half or 2 months or whatever.
Depends who you are. If you're like one of the guys, like when I saw Some Like It Hot, like if you're one of the 2 guys who like won a Tony Award.
Oh, there's a couple in there.
Like if you won a Tony Award, it's like it's like sports. It's like
Santa
2
was
people getting paid out the ass.
The main guy in this was Santa. He was sort of like the head honcho.
Yeah.
Like Santa was the only guy that had like a bunch of lines where he'd come in and talk every now and then.
Yeah. And they do like 5 of them a day.
Black Wife, Santa and Black Wife. Black Wife had a couple numbers.
Yeah, Miss Claus is black.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such, but that's the thing too, is like if you think, that's a soul crushing gig. Because that's not.
No, that's their dream. They can't believe their luck.
No, when you get into Broadway, you're like, there's a ranking of like, you want to be doing Death of a Salesman. You want to be doing Santa.
In my mind,
that's just a job for that guy.
I guess you're right.
I'm sure he's getting paid, and it's one of those things where he's like, I'm getting compensated well, but he's not. That's not like
You're saying that's him moving to Hollywood and then getting like a small recurring role on SVU. And you're like, yeah, it's not that I hate it being the clerk at the, the legal offices. Good role, but that's not really.
That's not what I want.
That's how you see it as?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, maybe for like the big guys, but for the other people, like the guys that just finished drama school in New York and they're 22 and, just doing poppers every night and and then they get this gig here. I think those guys were happy.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I bet you those guys, like the 22-year-old gays, that I bet you they go back to their like hometown and they think they're better than everyone now.
King shit. Oh, fuck, man.
You know what I mean? Like spits in his dad's face. Like I'm a Broadway star.
His dad's like, is that cum?
Listen, you play an elf for fucking 2 numbers.
You're elf number 7. Relax.
I bet you he's feeling himself hard, man. He can't wait to organize like a meetup with the people he went to school with. He's just bursting at the seams for them to ask him what he's been up to.
I know, and they're all just like, and then they give him nothing because they hate that shit. They're like, oh yeah, well, fucking Tommy's the ball boy for the Jets.
No. I'm saying he meets up with the people he went to drama school with.
Drama school, yeah.
Like he went to NYU with these people.
Yeah, they're fawning over him.
And then, he meets up with these people to rub it in. He can't wait, you know what I mean? He's like, we haven't caught up, and he just wants to catch up with them and have coffee so he can tell them.
Yeah, literally does he know once this production ends, you might not have another job for 10 years.
That's possible, too, yeah. You gotta get it while it's hot.
Yeah.
Anyways, the moral of the story was that that's how Assad watches his porn on one of those big domes.
Yeah, he had some transport in there, though. That's
what?
No. Transport.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Stop it.
He did.
Look me in the eyes.
I swear.
That's true. Where'd you read it? Find that article.
I'll literally find it. It was on Twitter. I'll find it for you right now.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
You get the hell out of town.
Let me see if I can find the list.
Well, geez Louise, Danny.
Oh, you know what happens is if you search Assad porn on a lot of actual porn,
might be hard to find up. Yeah, I just tricked you, sucker. Hey, Danny, see if type in Assad Assad 2 gay black guys fucking. See if that comes. See if Assad was tied to any of that.
Okay, here I found it. I don't know how many of these I can read on here, but let me see. I could probably do double XL pussy, black market throat meat.
No, it's not. Is this true? What is this?
I swear to God, this is it. This is the.
Why is there a picture of this? Because the rebels released it.
Yeah. 8th Street Latinas, 32.
No, he didn't.
8th Street. This is transsexual layer.
Dude, that's worse than getting sodomized. He's getting virtually sodomized. They released pictures of his porn collection.
Big natural boob double up.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
This is here's one. TS Cockstrokers 26. That's a trans500.com production.
Oh no, he doesn't.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Assad?
Obscene teens?
Dude, you think Putin's gonna have a word with him over this?
Oh, it's not
like
good.
send him back when he hears about this shit.
Putin's gonna give him a couple attaboys and he goes, wait, TS Cockstrokers.
That's what I'm saying.
I've seen that.
Or Putin brings him into his lair. He goes, hey, come on. And then he brings him into his lair. He goes, sorry, I'm so sorry, Putin. Putin goes, no, look in the corner. He's got Cockstrokers 9.
Indian Housewives 8.
Indian Housewives.
Big dicks superstars. Black chicks, white dick.
Who do you he does not have black chicks. He has the classic. Who do you think procured this for him?
I don't know. But here's this might be the best one. Planet of the Gapes. 5. Planet of the Gapes 5.
You dirty dog.
Dirty dog, Assad. Yeah.
Bashad,
dirty dog. Yeah, but that's and Borat.
No, it's not, is it? What a fucking dirty dog.
Yeah. No, sorry, but they did find his regular DVDs and he did have Borat.
That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
He was pretty westernized, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's a fucking gajillionaire dictator, dude.
I know. How much money do you think he got out? Is he gonna be living large over there?
Yeah. I mean, Putin will. He's a Putin ally, so Putin will just kind of take care of him for sure.
He's doing okay.
Yeah. Putin's just like that's the deal. Is they've had
Your money's no good here.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you probably have the game plan for the last 20 years was if shit goes sideways, you go to Russia. Like this isn't like a last minute decision.
No, this was
always.
We've been telling you do stuff, and he was like, just so you know, you got to take care of me if this shit hits the fan.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, they were kind of like the reason why they were kind of able to stay in power was between Iran and Russia, kind of just protecting them. I don't think they had the military to do it.
Fellas, with the holidays around the corner, you're going to be out, you're going to be about, and that's why right now I got to tell you about Mando. If you already don't know, we're talking protection, like unbelievable protection. I got the bar of soap. This is a piece of machinery right now.
Real nice stuff.
It's real nice stuff. It's got a good smell. And for a lot of people, I don't know if you know this, but BO is diagnosed clinically incorrectly.
I did not know that.
By many people. So this is clinically proven for 72-hour odor control. A lot of times you're going to be staying up at someone's houses over this season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and your grundle might be smelling.
Grundle's going to be a problem.
I got a grundle problem.
Yeah, you do. Not anymore.
Not anymore. I did.
Mando makes a good package. It makes a good present too. You tell someone like it's not expensive.
Nope.
It's just your full kit with the whole thing. You got the soap. You got you know what I mean?
All the stuff. It smells nice.
Safe for the whole body. Pits, packages, feet, anywhere in between. Stops odor before it starts. Available in 4 cologne quality scents. We're talking bourbon leather, Mount Fiji, Pro Sport, Clover Woods. And right now there's a special offer where our new customers get $5 off a starter pack with exclusive code and link BOYSCAST at shopmando.com, shopmando.com. Mando's whole body deodorant is seriously safe to use anywhere on your body. Some people don't even believe it when I tell them, but we're talking pits, packages, grundle, belly buttons, butt craps, whatever you need, stomach folds, feet, whatever you need. Especially in this season where, you got boots on, perhaps. Solve that problem. This is created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. So this is clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. 12 hours after a shower, the average man's grundle was 5 out of 10. With Mando, we're talking 0 out of 10. So Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. To secure some last-minute stocking stuffers, it comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. Luckily at the BOYSCAST, we got that discount code to help you get you hooked on your favorite smelling body deodorant. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to 40% off your starter pack. So as you can tell, this is not going to break the bank. Use the code BOYSCAST at shopmando.com. We're talking shopmando.com. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Don't let the meat sweats get you this holiday season. Your family and friends will thank you. Boys, in your wardrobe, the hardest thing, and probably the most heartbreaking thing, is when you found a classic you like, and then it gets discontinued. And it is hard. You don't want to, you got a bunch of different places that you're cooking around trying to find classics, whether we're talking tees, whether we're talking pants, whether we're talking shorts, whatever you're talking.
Yeah.
Sweaters.
Tees for me.
Tees is the one when you find a nice place, and then
the one.
I'll tell you what's even the worst is then the tag comes off it, and you don't know where you got it from. You're in the dark.
Just floating in the wind at that point.
Well, you're not floating in the wind because trueclassic.com. If you head on over there, we got the best-selling t-shirts, hoodies, jeans, and more. 3-pack, 6-pack, 9-packs, premium products at an affordable price, shirts that define your best features with the perfect fit, snug in the arms and chest, just the right amount of room in the midsection, fall and winter must-haves, long-sleeve Henleys, waffle hoodies, jeans, button-ups, joggers, and more, activewear callouts, moisture-wicking, dry, quick dry, and odor control, mix and match clothing to work with your lifestyle, 100% perfect fit guarantee, easy returns if not. Simple as that. Trusted by 4 million customers, 200,000 plus reviews, true classics, ultra comfortable, perfect fitting essentials, make the perfect gift for the men in your life. We're talking the best fit, nicest feel, great price, a great gift. The holidays are here, and True Classics ultra comfortable, perfect fitting essentials make for the perfect gift for you and also the men in your life, whether that be a dad, whether that be a brother, whether that be an uncle, but mainly you. So if you're ready to upgrade your closet, shop now, unlock big savings with the huge holiday sale. Just go to our exclusive link at trueclassic.com/boyscast to save. That is trueclassic.com patreon.com/boyscast. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. End the year with holiday cheer thanks to True Classic. So actually, you know what? Since we're talking about the Hawk Tuah thing, you're pretty good at knowing, understanding these things, because it really does feel like so basically, CoffeeZilla has been on her ass.
Well,
our boy CoffeeZilla.
She rugged everybody.
She releases this coin, and
Hawk coin,
and essentially it was a rug pull, which means that if you tell me where I'm wrong.
Okay.
The way that I see it is you release these crypto projects, and then
that do nothing.
Well, that was actually my first point, where I'm just like, they were talking to the creators, and the creators are very like,
one of them's
we
Howie
really
Mandel's
care about
cousin.
this project. We have 15, different people on it, and you're like, what is it supposed to do? Like, what does the project?
They're like, it's a community, and they're like, it's like
what?
Nothing. It's like a meme community kind of thing.
What is that though?
Nothing.
I don't get any of this.
It's just like it's like a weird version of, I guess, Patreon.
Like, what is the value supposed to be?
Just a community, and then they're like, it's a total scam.
Obviously, but what is even the sale? I guess the only thing anyone buys
actually investigated it quite a bit because I did a sketch about it.
Well, I'm trying to beat the information out with you with a stick.
Well, no. I'm telling you, I couldn't find
tight-lipped about it.
No. I literally because I did this sketch about it.
Still thinking Hawk's going to the moon,
and I literally couldn't find an answer about what it's supposed to do, other than they're just like, it's a community. And
some crappy buzzwords.
Yeah, it was like a lot of just like.
And then essentially, when you have these things, you basically have a certain amount of tokens, and then a lot of people involved with the project have tokens. The same way that an IPO might happen, and then at some point it's unlocked. In this scenario, they unlock them immediately, so everyone involved in the thing just sells the minute it goes up.
Yeah,
But
they said they wouldn't. Here's the Hawkonomics.
They said they wouldn't.
This is the Hawkonomics that was released. This is the tokenomics for Hawk. Is a 21% community fund, 20% free claim for Haley's fans. So I guess maybe they go 20% goes to the fans, 30% reserve, 17% strategic allocation.
Mind if I get this in English, Danny?
I don't know. 10% Haley locked for 12 months, so she couldn't sell her Hawk coin, and then 2% free public allocation. So I don't know. It's just like. Just some scam.
Did you hear her in the
spaces?
In the spaces when she goes,
sleep.
Anywho, I gotta go to bed. Anywho, I gotta go sleep. I'll see y'all. We're not talking to you guys.
And that was the
sounds like a fake person.
And that was due to her lawyer's instruction. The last time she's been on Twitter, she's been dark since then.
Yeah,
because they're probably.
And she probably didn't.
And I don't think anything even illegal happened. Like, I don't think a rug pull is technically illegal.
It's crazy that I know. I think it's legal if you disclose beforehand. So it would be illegal if they kind of didn't disclose that all these people's tokens were going to get released, sort of thing, right? Mm-hmm. As long as all the information is public, I think you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, and I think they did, but then there was like really shady that the way they structured it, because they were like, yeah, it actually is. A lot of the wrong people have.
I just don't understand how this still works. And I guess is the only people that are buying this like speculators, where they're just like, I think I'm gonna be the first round of suckers to get the second round of suckers. Is that kind of the idea?
I think so. I think
like no one's buying this because they're such a fan, are they?
I think it is fans. Yeah, some people are speculating.
But it's kind of like difficult to buy shit coins. It's not that easy.
Well, there are, dude. Like literally,
you still have to sign up for an account. You got to be like somewhat savvy.
2 days ago. So there's this. You ever heard of Pump.fun? You know what that is?
Sounds like Assad's collection.
So Pump.fun is this website where they're like they've had to like ban certain things because they were letting people live stream, but you can literally make your own token in like 5 seconds, right? So, and most of them have like no value because they're being made all the time, but it's supposed to be like you make a token based off of a meme. So the moment that they caught Luigi, someone made a Luigi coin.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, and it has a $20 million market cap. It's nothing.
But what is it?
It's nothing. It's just I
feel like I'm a fucking boomer, and maybe there's people that are...
Dude, there's the Peanut the Squirrel coin. Remember Peanut the Squirrel, our buddy Peanut the Squirrel? Someone made a Peanut coin. It currently has a $1.3 billion market cap.
So is the idea that you're kind of banking on a meme getting bigger?
Yes,
kind of thing?
yes. Literally,
so you're kind of like you're betting on like almost like, in Google where you can say that the term problematic went up and then it sort of went down. You're betting on the trajectory of like a meme, essentially.
Yeah, essentially, but like
if it goes higher, more people might buy it.
But then
eventually,
kind of the idea? But then eventually people just rally around.
But what is the value? What is the money? What is the money?
the money it's all on Solana. So, but it's like people have to buy it, and then I guess if a certain amount of people buy the coin, then it like I don't understand exactly how it works, but essentially if enough people buy the coin, then it gets listed on like a more normal exchange. But yeah, Peanut was a meme.
What is
Peanut's not a meme right now. Like that was like a month ago or whatever, or
and
more.
It's still that.
And it still has a almost $3 billion.
Shitcoin sort of got crushed the last little bit too, didn't they?
Depends.
Big tumble, I thought.
Depends which ones. I mean, a lot of.
I saw Peter Schiff talking about how Bitcoin sucks again, and it was like,
it's on 100K.
Give it up. Yeah. He's been, like that guy is literally the Jim Cramer of Bitcoin.
I mean, dude, the guy's been calling for a market collapse since he came on my radar. At the Occupy Wall Street thing, he's just been like literally every day, and you're like, okay, you got 2, great, like 2 in 20 years. You go, okay,
but it's still above that now.
Yeah, it's way above that. You're like, had you bought if you bought every time Peter Schiff said there's a collapse, you're like, you're wealthy beyond imagination.
I guess at this point he's given up ever trying to be like right about his opinions, and he's just like, yeah, I'm hawking gold, so I'm just trying to disrupt Bitcoin.
And look,
he's literally like a propagandist for gold, I guess.
I mean, like the monster thing with Saylor, like Michael Saylor, like that is a crazy. What's going on there is nuts. He like literally just buys Bitcoin and then it goes up, and then he issues bonds and takes the bonds, and he has like
this like leverage. High leverage.
Yeah, it's high leverage. You go, when that unwinds,
where you're basically, hey, you're buying my thing, and really I've bought you like a 20x leverage
exactly
Bitcoin.
And you're like, and if that collapses,
whereas if that was like a stock, that would probably be like, they wouldn't exist. Like you couldn't.
Well, it is a stock, but they would never do it because like no company would be like, we're just literally betting your entire company on Bitcoin leverage, and you're like, okay, well, if like you're wrong, then the whole company just goes.
It doesn't have to go down that much for your company.
Yeah, it doesn't need to go down 100%. It needs to go down probably 25% or something. And again, the stock's up 50 times this year or some shit because of Bitcoin. Whew. And he just keeps buying. He's literally like, I'll be buying Bitcoin when it's $1 million, like in these same amounts.
Unless it like unravels.
Unless it unravels. Yeah, we'll see.
But even then, maybe he has a plan for that where he's like, again, and I'll finance it.
Everybody's been calling him a fucking rube, and who's the rube now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of scammers, so obviously it seems like there is a pretty good pathway if you have some internet success to now just like steal a bunch of money from people.
Yeah.
But Trump, you've kind of made the point that if this was anyone else, he would get hit
disqualifying.
More for it.
It would be disqualifying as a political candidate.
I guess the thing is he was selling all this junk before, but he has this photo with Jill Biden, and which is funny just to see them chatting it up, reminding you once again this is all fake.
All fake.
But then he takes the photo. People have a photo of the two of them. He takes it and then he releases it as a ad for his new fragrance. And it was just like
fight.
Yeah, this guy can't.
$199 low price. Fight for the low price of $199.
His new fragrance, fight, dude. Get your wife, fight.
Because honey, I it's so hard to shop for you for Christmas, but I think I got you.
That's actually hilarious.
Perfect gift.
Getting your fucking every woman in your family a fight.
There's never been a more perfect gift. It's the perfectest gift that's ever been invented.
I'm gonna get every girl in my life fight perfume.
You think you can go down Canal Street and get knockoff fight?
What's that perfume? I love it. Oh, this fight. I really love that scent. What is that? Oh, this is fight. Nothing makes me laugh more. When I was in Edmonton at the super mall, they have one store that's a cologne store, and they have these bottles of cologne like they were the size of this laptop, like kind of like
it's like a Magnum.
It's like a magnum of cologne, right?
Yeah.
And the only people in the store is like
Persian guys.
I was gonna say olive skinned dudes. It's just like 5 olive skinned dudes walking out with like a fucking vat of fucking cologne.
Yeah, and they're like, "Do you have this in the bigger one, or is this just the small size?"
Oh, you only have sample sizes. You
fucking like a trolley to get that thing out of there.
It looks like a hazardous waste bin with a pump bottle at the top. It's just like, and these guys come from all over to go to this mall. Like this was, they heard about dude, this guy's he's gonna be getting on the plane and they're gonna not even let this thing's so big. He's gonna get a separate seat for his cologne bottle. These things are so huge. It's like insane.
Emotional support.
Dude, imagine going to someone's house and just like a greasy Middle Eastern dude with like all the chains. You go in his thing, he's got a perfume bottle, just like this big sitting on his counter.
Do you ever have, when you were a kid, do you ever have
Cologne?
a friend whose dad had one of like the Texas Mickeys?
No.
You never had that? I have a couple friends whose dad had like a Texas Mickey of like,
cologne?
Of like Canadian Club or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? And it had like the little base.
handle.
No, not the handle. Like it was like they're like this big, and it would have this little metal. I don't know if it's Texas Mickey's the right thing. I thought it was though. They're like this big, and it would be on this like metal base because the only way you could really pour it is you like have to tilt the base to like pour it, and it had this like metal base thing on it.
That's this.
They had that, but with cologne.
Dude, this was one step above the fact that you just have like a bin of it, and then it comes with a contraption that lowers your body into it, and then
Just dip you.
it dips you. you just come by on a line and just like dips your body in this cologne thing. It's so insane. But yes, Trump will sell anything, dude.
Absolutely anything. He's
Trump butt plugs. Isn't that what you did?
Yeah. The ones.
Vibrator.
Trump vibrators. Yeah.
And then you had some Trump Jr. news.
Yeah. Trump Jr. He's got a new gal. His last chick, Kimberly Guilfoyle.
That guy does get it in, eh?
Yeah. I mean, he's a Trump.
He's out there on the
I mean,
socialite
if you're a
circles.
Trump and you're just like, yeah, just same chick I've always had. And your dad's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, do you know what kind of snizz is available to us?
Yeah, I thought you were a Trump.
Didn't he have? Was he the one that had Newsom's ex?
Yeah, Newsom's ex, Kimberly Guilfoyle or whatever.
Newsom's sloppies.
So anyways, it got announced that they broke up. And then the old Trump senior, being a real dog, gave her a fucking ambassadorship to Greece. So literally, it's amazing. You're like, hey, Dad, like,
It's the dream.
I got this weird thing with my ex. Like, it's kind of awkward. And Dad's like, yeah, I'll just ship her to Greece for 3 years.
And she'll be happy about it because
she'll love it. Yeah. And he goes, literally leaving the country for 3 years. You go, that's awesome.
So she's going to be a Greece ambassador.
She's Greece, and you got to live in Athens.
I'll tell you, anyone that's dating one of these cologne store girls is a Greece ambassador. It's a greasy man.
Dude, sick deal though. If your dad can just
amazing.
kind of clean that up for you like that.
Well, I mean, the
no
number
hard
one
feelings either.
Yeah, because the number one problem with I remember when that's like being 25 in Toronto or whatever, breaking up with a girl. You're like, the best thing that could happen is she could have to move somewhere.
Yeah, she had to move to a different like Europe.
Probably best thing is that they get a new boyfriend that's like totally out of the scene.
Yeah.
And then she's just like off the market with this guy. That's probably best.
Yeah.
Second best. First best is this woman just moved.
Yeah, she moves to
You know,
Australia.
out of sight, out of mind. There's no way she can be dating
I
anyone
know.
you know.
And then imagine your dad's just the most powerful man in the world, and he just fucking ships her off.
That
for
is a
you.
dog move,
Dude,
yeah.
it's sick. That's all I can think of.
She can't really say no to, probably.
Turning down an ambassadorship to fucking Greece.
Just get rid of her.
Dude, it's like you don't do anything if you're an ambassador. You just go to like fancy dinners.
Ambassador's a sick job.
Yeah, it's like that's the whole deal. Is like a lot of the people who donate to politicians, like when they give these huge donations, like that's the prize for a lot of them. Like,
Well, if they're rich enough to be giving these huge donations, why do they need an
because
ambassadorship?
it
What
has
gig?
status to be an ambassador. Like, if you're in it's like a high status thing.
How many ambassadors are there?
One for every country.
Right. So right now, that's who's at the consulates.
Yeah, exactly. That's who. Like,
They have to do stuff sometimes, don't they?
I don't think it's a tough job. Like maybe if you're an ambassador for some shithole country where it's like, you know, there's strife and you got to worry about getting people out and all that stuff. But like Greece,
So you do nothing.
dude, if you're the ambassador to France, you're just fucking chilling.
But
you
if
live
you're
in
rich,
Paris-
why can't you just go to France anyway? Why do you need to have this ambassador job?
Because it's like the status. You get the title. You're like, I'm an American ambassador. Like that's like that unlocks all this additional stuff.
I can't go to jail.
Yeah, well, I remember actually. Yeah, you can't go to jail. I remember on All In actually, they were talking about how like you can basically buy an ambassadorship like with a high enough donation. I can't remember what they said. It was either,
Really?
like 5, 10, 20 million, something like that.
I guess you're. Listen, you've said this multiple times, and I keep questioning it, but it just doesn't make sense to me. If you're just like, okay, I'm worth $500 million, you're just like, oh, you want to get this ambassador?
Well, they're
gig.
not
You're
worth
like, just go there. What do you need to be an ambassador for?
Well, because you get all these like I don't know.
You get
one.
perks.
I don't think I think you get immunity, right?
Diplomatic.
Yeah, diplomatic
so
immunity.
if you're a dog and you're like, okay, well now you can go kill hookers.
yeah. Yeah, you get fucking literally diplomatic immunity. You're like
A diplomatic.
dude,
immunity.
you live in Paris. You're the American ambassador. You live like a fucking
You get to
king.
do the thing that the healthcare CEOs don't, which is
Yeah.
you get to stand on the float and wave to people.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, it's just yeah.
It's a plum gig.
It's a plum gig, and it's like normally reserved for people who are older anyway. So you're probably like out of the money making game.
Sort of like you're almost retired.
Yeah, it's like a retirement. It's like it's temporary. It's 3 years. Seems like, I don't know. I think
Fun thing to do.
Fun thing to do. And you'd be like,
It's funny buying a job.
Yeah. Well, it's not a job. That's
seems
the
like
whole thing.
Okay.
It's just like you don't really do anything.
You don't really do anything.
Like, unless shit really hits the fan.
But that seems like the billionaire's wife job where she's like, I got a job. You're like, how much did it cost? We just had to donate 20 mil.
Yeah, but I think some people go,
How many hours do you work a week?
Dude, dude, if you met someone, they're like, yeah, I'm the U.S. ambassador to France. People are like,
Let me get down on these knees.
But I don't think they do shit. They don't do anything.
Well, that would be huge.
Yeah, just a cool title.
On the other side of things, there was the landlord of Joe Biden's son Hunter said that he once tried to pay his $300K rent with art made from his own poop. After
Classic Hunter. Does this get covered under the
on the other side of the
aisle? Does this
aisle.
get covered under the pardon?
This is Whiskey Riff.
Yeah, does he not owe the money anymore? Did he get pardoned for the $300K? This is a big Silicon Valley guy too, Sean McGuire. He's I believe I was looking at him at Sequoia Capital. He's like one of the bigwigs in Silicon Valley. Basically, he had like a guest house that Hunter Biden was his tenant, and Hunter Biden was delinquent on the payments.
Really?
And then he's like, Hunter Biden owed him $300K and was like, hey, will you take some of my poop art? And he showed the photo, and it's literally just like that brown stuff on the photo is all shit. His shit.
Is that sort of like a offer they can't refuse when you're saying like, hey, I'm going to stay here for free. My dad's the president.
I don't think
and you go, well, what are you going to give me for? How about this? Shit on a piece of paper. You go, oh, you can accept it or not? Because you don't really have that many options.
The next one is just a piece of shitty toilet paper. There's no artistic value to that at all. But no, that's, I guess when you're like living like that, you just think, yeah, I can just like, he'll totally take this in lieu of $300K.
Trump's trying to annex Canada. We'll get through a couple of these Trump news stories. Canada, the 51st state, occasionally a topic for conversation on both sides of the border. And apparently he released these tweets.
I mean, when we lived there, it was never a conversation one time.
It's not a conversation now. He was kidding.
Well, but he keeps going trolling.
I know he is saying he is going pretty hard on
the
it.
head of the Green Party yesterday like gave some formal press conference. This is like a head of one, it's a small
but they
party
did give
in Canada.
a press conference saying he was joking.
No, she's not saying he's joking. She was literally like, this is serious. And this
Well,
is
Danny, there's two parts of this. One,
this is not funny.
If we worked this hard to get our green cards to America and then they go, everyone's American now, first of all, I'd lose it. Second of all, with Trump's going to go, he's saying this about Mexico too. He goes, so Trump goes from no Mexicos across the border to you're all citizens now?
I don't know if he's
like, what the fuck?
I don't know if he's saying that about Mexico. I think Canada's a way better play.
So he goes, everyone there's a citizen now.
You take in 40 million people, you get all the resources. You have, dude, if you're thinking about it like a risk board, man,
Well,
you
obviously.
get that whole piece.
You turn that into...
Dude, I mean, all the natural resources, like that is a way smarter play than Mexico.
Obviously.
Mexico, you put up the wall.
That's not going to happen, though.
Double wall.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to happen. I actually went on Grok yesterday, and this was actually yesterday, and I searched like how would that work in practice for America to take over Canada. And because the economies are so intertwined, it would be impossible. But there's essentially, Canadians could get literally so pissed off that I guess like if 95% of Canadians wanted it, there would be a way.
Yeah, you'd have to have the majority of Canadians want it.
It would have to be like...
How would it work with the French people? Because in Canada, you have to write French stuff on everything for starters.
I think the French people, it would be fine because they wouldn't Canada anyway.
No, you're out of your mind because then they wouldn't get their French writing on everything. Do you know how many special exceptions the French people get that they wouldn't get?
Well, I mean, imagine they go, hey, you come in America, but you can have the French thing.
So what, you go, okay, but your language isn't an official language anymore? So what, you know how many, they get so much special treatment.
Well, they mostly just
they'd want all their special treatment to be continued over.
But they mostly just want Quebec to just be French. Like I don't think they super care that they're like, oh, there's people, people have to learn French in fucking Nova Scotia.
You're out of your mind, dude.
You think so?
In Canada, they have these rules where the entire country has to have French.
Every label's in French.
It's the national language. You have to do national anthems in both countries and schools and stuff like that.
Didn't say there wouldn't be some growing pains for this one. It's not going to work out totally perfectly, but
I think that the
amount of fucking French Canadians who were down in Miami just wintering, I'm sure they wouldn't.
I think if Americans would start doing that, and then they'd go, okay, let's go talk to the French people, and then they'd leave that being like, this thing's not happening.
Those fucking frogs are crazy.
This is amazing. Journalists drink. So they did a study to see what would help journalists. This is Business Insider, and they said journalists drink too much, are bad at managing emotions, and operate at a lower level than average, according to a new study. Journalists' brains show a lower than average level of executive functioning.
Journalists are dummies.
I'm surprised journalists let this study come out.
I mean, I'm surprised a journalist wrote this.
This is your brain. This is your brain on journalism. I mean, yeah, exactly. Well, this journalist might be mad at the other journalist, but it is true. Well, they said they did this study because they were like, because they were like, oh, we'll see how journalists can manage all the stress and stuff like that. And they're just like, their brains are fried. Their cortisol levels are fucked. They're all alcoholics.
Which, I mean, the alcoholic part, if I that's what I would have thought, like a newsroom in the 80s. You ever see those movies?
Yeah.
Just fucking drinking whiskey at 2
Well,
o'clock.
I think what you're more thinking of is like 28-year-old like white chick who's depressed.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what it is now.
They're all mental illness and she's self-medicating.
Yeah.
Self-medicating.
That's kind of how you were saying. That's kind of how Daniel Penny talks.
Daniel Penny talks a little like that.
You saying he was kind of talks like a California bro?
Yeah, I said he talks like a California guy. He was talks like I didn't expect him to talk. Yeah.
Either, no.
What do you think about him getting off?
Great, he's a hero.
You do a backflip?
If I could, I would.
People weren't happy with him though.
No, I mean, I'm still.
But again, that lasted for like a little bit. Like they kind of did
because the Luigi thing came out.
The Luigi, but
hours
even
later.
then, it wasn't. I don't know if you saw recently, but Andrew Schulz has been.
He's been getting in the rapper drama.
He's been in the rapper drama, and I've been saying that I appreciate Schulz finally avenging Toronto. He's like, obviously, he doesn't think he's doing that. But I was like, he said he had to. Schulz put his foot down. He said, "You guys have talked about Toronto one too many times over there on the West Coast."
Yep.
But basically, yeah, he had a podcast with these London guys, and he made a joke about black women. And then Kendrick Lamar had a line where he was like, "These white comedians shouldn't joke about black women."
Yeah,
and then he basically said, if I was here in a room with Kendrick Lamar, I'd have sex with him, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Like, oh my
people
God,
didn't like that.
About raping Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, and if you scroll on TikTok, there's a lot of videos, and it's all just like the general gist is kind of like white guys aren't allowed to talk about black people. And I've had little things like that in myself where it's like we did a joke, and the person we're making fun of in the sketch or whatever happens to be a black politician or whatever, and it's like white boys aren't supposed to talk about it. And it was just like, okay, well, yeah, I'm not gonna live my comedy where I go, I'm gonna make certain races that I go, we don't do.
Sure. Yeah,
obviously, right? But yeah, he's been getting the Black Caucus sort of.
Black what now?
The Black Caucus.
Oh, okay.
Saying they kind of come together. But with the Daniel Penny thing, it was like the BLM guy was sort of giving speeches and stuff like that. But I feel like it just wasn't getting that much heat.
No. Well, I mean, it got over.
It just had a little bit of like, we aren't doing that anymore.
No. And again, like most sane people are like, yes, he is a hero. Just go ride the subway for.
I think probably a lot of people were just like, it's an unfortunate incident. You go, the subway's fucking a gong show right now.
Yeah.
If you want this to stop happening, you probably have to get that under control. In the meantime, the subway is a shit show.
Yeah.
Anyone who's been on it's been like, yeah, this is, especially if you're like a woman, you're just like, this is not safe. A lot of people probably don't take it. And you're just like, I think a lot of people say when there's this crazy, you go, yeah, something probably bad's gonna happen.
I mean, it's basically Arkham Asylum down there. Like, it's just all the loonies. Just we send them down to this fucking subterranean.
Right.
So yeah,
and so I think a lot of people, and they're kind of like, they're sort of, this guy's a hero and he punched a bunch of women, and I think people are just like, yes, that sucks that someone died. Have you been down there?
Yeah,
it's a fucking
what's
shit
he
show.
supposed to do? The alternative is worse. The alternative is honestly, like, if he got convicted, then you go, all right, nobody's helping. It's every man for himself down there. I mean, it is kind of, but it's even more so every man for himself.
Right. So I got the impression that a lot of the kind of, you are right, obviously, that the CEO killing, put a stop to a lot of other things. Mm-hmm. But I also still felt at the time it was just like, okay, the people who are going to get mad are going to get mad. Some people make videos and we move on. It felt a little like that to me, where it wasn't, dude, if Daniel Penny had done that in 2020, he would be, he'd have people at his house right now.
Maybe Derek Chauvin, basically.
See what I mean?
The treatment, yeah. I mean, I don't know if this probably falls on,
because it was a jury of his own peers, and they weren't all white people.
No. I think there was
just New Yorkers.
I think 5 of them were black people, actually, who definitely voted to convict. But I actually have this conspiracy theory that the news is making this CEO healthcare thing out to be such a bigger deal than it is, because a lot of their advertisers are healthcare companies.
So the news wants people to think this is really
I think
bad?
I just think they want to help their own. Those are the people that pay their bills, and then they're like, we'll make this a bigger story than just to help find them. I don't know.
Oh, to help find him.
I guess. I don't know. I can't. It still doesn't make sense to me that it's the number one story.
It kind of does make sense to me. It has all the pieces.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm surprised that you're surprised at that.
I don't know. I feel like there's bigger stories. Like, I thought the Daniel Penny story was at least on par with it. And like, I'm not saying don't give it a couple days. It's been like 10 days.
Well, I think maybe in 2020 the Daniel Penny story would have hit a little harder.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the element where people were like so pumped about it, maybe that added some fuel to the fire. I guess he has kind of captured the nation's hearts, but in a weird way. But I don't know.
Well, I guess it was right now.
Like, at the end of the day, the news still chooses what the stories are.
Right, but okay, when you're doing like a sketch or whatever, right? And it kind of hits on something that everyone's like, you know what? I've been wanting to talk about this.
Yeah.
And then your comment section fills up, and it's sort of. I think this hit on something that a lot of people wanted to talk about already. Like when this healthcare thing.
You're saying the Daniel Penny thing has already been kind of adjudicated.
The Daniel Penny thing was kind of like, okay, we're doing this again. Like, you know. It was just, yes, in a country of this many people, sometimes you're going to have a killing that is a white guy to a black guy. Every time the whole country can't shut down for 6 months, right?
That's true.
Whereas I think in this specific situation, it was kind of like, you know what? Everyone was like, yeah, I do have a lot to fucking say about this.
Sure. I guess my question is to what degree is it data driven where they go, you know what, like we post all these stories on our front page. This is the story that just hands down is doing the best, so we're going to keep going with this.
Is it organic?
Or is there an editorial element where someone just goes, this is what we're going with?
Well, I would...
And we maybe don't want to go with the fact that like Israel's just taking over Syria. Maybe just like let's not talk too much about the fact that Israel's invaded Syria.
Well, those are not mutually exclusive, so they both could be true. I would make the argument that the news doesn't. There's
a sort of Israel fatigue.
I would make exactly. I would make the argument that the news doesn't have the ability to shoehorn a story into public consciousness as much as they used to.
Yeah.
So whether or not they tried to, it organically became the biggest story. Like, you know, if you're on any social media platform, it's all anyone's talking about.
Yeah.
So whether the news wanted that or not, it was happening.
Tail and who's the dog here is the question.
The dog is the news.
Yeah.
No, the tail's the tail's the news. Yeah. Like, but it's possible that they also tried, and then they're thinking like, look at us, we made that happen, and you're like, you had nothing to do with it. Like, that's cute that you still think that you can decide what's the national topic. You can't.
It is true. I guess if he was like some weirdo, like disheveled, like fucking homeless dude, it probably wouldn't have the same legs as this like rich guy who's
probably not
Ivy Leaguer.
Well, yeah. Do you think that helped it or hurt it? I think
helped the story for sure. Helped like make people interested in it. If it was just another garden variety crazy person killing someone in New York, it's less of a story.
Yeah. So
more of a story when it's like,
even him.
Dude, there was a funniest.
Even him had enough.
There was a funniest Daily Mail article where it was talking about it. It was talking about the family and Brian Thompson or whatever, the CEO, and it was just the weirdest element of this whole story was. Every time they kept referring to like the house that Luigi grew up in, and like the house that Brian Thompson grew up in, and the house that they currently lived in, and they kept showing the value of the house beside it. Like,
why?
I don't know, but it was so weird. They're like Luigi grew up in a home that was $1 million, and then Brian Thompson, he currently lives in a home that's $800,000. I was just like, what's the point of this? Why is this pertinent that they're valuing? He goes, and when he grew up in a house, it was the house he grew up in. It was only $40,000. You go, I don't know why they add this.
Everyone's definitely trying to spin their narrative one way or the other. I told you, all the news stations or all the blogs that are kind of covering everyone thinking this guy's a hero are they're trying to do like a Twister game where they're trying to justify the fact that this guy is like listening to Jordan Peterson and stuff like that, and he's into like Rome and Marcus Aurelius. Like they're really having a hard time sort of, making all that work in their brain.
Yeah.
But it did feel like, the intersection of where Trump people and Bernie Sanders people align,
it might be
which is where the energy sort of sits right now.
It might be political fatigue. Like there's just too many things that are like fatigued where it was like this pocket where too much like racial stuff and just people are like,
everything else is fatigued. And then this is sort of the intersection of like the sort of Bernie Sanders types and the Tucker Carlson types.
And like true crime podcast shit. Like there's like
Then there's there's a mystery.
There's a mystery, a manhunt.
I think in their opinion, there's like a justice. You know,
Because there's 20 manhunts going on in America right now. We don't know who they are because they're just not stories.
Well, girls do because they're following every one of them. The internet's sleuths, man.
Exactly. That was funny too. The internet.
Yeah, but it's high profile.
Did you see like the internet sleuths with this? Were
what are the fucking internet sleuths up
They
to?
were like literally. They're like, yeah, I could look into this, but I'm not gonna. Like they were very much like the internet sleuths, like that Tizzy guy and like that Brown dude who like
the internet sleuths are taking a knee.
Literally, they are, dude. They all are. Like all the internet sleuths who like if you say something like off color, they like find your fucking address and your name. If you like literally make like a racist comment on TikTok,
Sure.
These dudes, and they're like, why aren't you guys going after them? And they're like, well, it's not my obligation to find him, and so I choose not to.
The sleuths are taking a day off. On this
Literally,
one.
the sleuths are like, not my business. You go, you literally found out some dude's address. You said something
sleuths didn't see
racist.
nothing. I'll tell you what I saw was funny was people doing voiceovers to he was the best guy around.
Hey,
what murder? That's the best clip of all time.
Classic.
So the journalists, their brains are fried. Confirmed.
Them and scientists.
So the results, and they go, the study said that the participants take the test on lifestyle, health, and behavior. The results showed that their brains were operating at a lower level, particularly because of dehydration.
Oh, there's
dehydrated.
Oh, wait. The whole problem in this country is just dehydrated journalists.
They put a water cooler at BuzzFeed. All of a sudden, 10 ways that you can get in shape.
Like literally, like we wouldn't have had the Russia collusion thing if they just had a water cooler. CNN. CNN. Just
some of that powder, a couple Gatorades.
Some electrolytes.
Yeah, get a couple Gatorades in there.
And bam. They just go, yeah, this is bullshit.
Yeah, Huffington Post got a tray of electrolytes. All of a sudden, things are back on track.
All right. Let me see the fucking scientist hacks they sourced.
All of a sudden, they fucking, just take one sip of water, in the old Sodalicious commercials where the guy was flat and then he gets back out. They just take a sip of Gatorade and they're like, yeah, I guess there was some nuance to this one. They find nuance again.
Yeah. Dehydration, big issue.
Yeah. Anyways, a sketch that was making me laugh that I might do as a street interview was asking, but I was thinking as a game show too, and asking if people can tell the difference between different Chinese people, and having a person there. And you go, is this two different Chinese people or the same Chinese person? They have to, get their answer.
Yeah,
you're a racist. Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay, we're gonna go over to the Patreon. Hey, appreciate everyone who subscribed this week. We had a whole bunch of people. Patreon.com/theboyscast.
Using the deal?
Yeah, a lot of people.
That boils my blood.
A lot of people.
This close to Hanukkah, using the deal.
Brown Friday at patreon.com/theboyscast. And we'll see you over there. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. Peace.